So, let's take you through the grid for our 6th out of 9 qualifying heats for X30 Senior here on Friday the 15th of August. It is Groups A versus E. Matthias van der Kerkhoff and Henki Kalteren, both race winners earlier on this weekend. They line up on the front row with the 236 on pole position. Faris Jalil and Devon Haglen on row number 2. Marcus Klum and Delano Vellens on row number 3. Alexis Constant and Mirko Wouters round out row number 4 with François Delati and Wouter Bergano rounding out the top 10. Lucas Horsika and Niels Leroy round out row 6 ahead of Oscar Guccio and Keanu Vellens. Jans Berzat, Sam Galuk, Maxime Prudhomme, Aaron Sarignac, Matt Simon and Thibaut Veyers round out your top 20. Mathis Renet, Christopher Starr, Jesse Polderdijk, Ellie Dax and Florent Dierdin bring us to 2 Luxembourgers at the end of the grid, of which there are 25 drivers. But fantastic to see that nice little rub of the, Kevin's cheeky little rub of the back of his sister's head as if to say, well done, sausage, great job. And she didn't know that the move was going to happen, but we know what Kevin's like. When you see that driving style get a little bit more aggressive, you know that Kevin's going to put a move on somebody, even if it is his own sister.
Yeah, it was a nice move to see.
I know, but it just goes to show that we're very much a family here at the Iame Series Benelux, and the drivers really, the Titanic battle we saw last year, we've got a great one in the offing for the season finale, but we're concentrating on the here and now, folks. We're not concentrating on the first weekend of October, where the drivers will be racing elsewhere in other Iame Series competitions, which will include Iame Series Germany, the upcoming finale of the Iame X30 Euro Series later on this month, I believe. So more to the point, they're concentrating on the here and now. Temperatures nearly 30 degrees centigrade at about quarter past 4 this afternoon. After this, we're going to have a little bit of a breather, but hold on for the roller coaster ride that is going to be X30 Senior. Heat number 6 as A versus E go into the tram lines. Rev lights are on, revs up, lights are out. We're underway. Good start by van der Kerkhoff. Kalteren slots in behind to cover off Devon Haglen as the field makes its way through into turn number 1. They fan out, some using the runoff area as they head into turn 2 for the opening tour. Everyone so far making it through cleanly, nearly single file. A little bit of side-by-sides, and I think a couple of drivers nearly came to blows coming into turn 5, but they all make it safely through thus far. And now the slipstream fight is happening right at the back end of the train. And look, 2 drivers losing about 8 positions by being hung out to dry on the outside going into turn 6. If you're on the left-hand side of the Europlan, you are going to lose places like nobody's business. But look at this, Henki Kalteren and Devon Haglen battling away. Matthias van der Kerkhoff now knows the fight is really on.
Oh, ça va être très très chaud là-bas entre ces trois-là. Haglen, Kalteren par l'extérieur. Henki Kalteren qui prend la tête de la manche à la fin du premier tour par l'extérieur du dernier virage. How about that? Magnifique démonstration de Henki, vainqueur déjà d'une manche. Il est déterminé, il a le rythme, il a les pneus et il a la niaque et l'envie évidemment de toujours aller plus loin. Et regardez, la porte entrouverte peut-être un peu trop sur ce coup-là, la part d'Henki. Non, c'était bien joué, différentes trajectoires dans l'Europalan. Et regardez Matthias van der Kerkhoff qui n'a guère d'autre choix que de défendre sa position face à Devon Haglen et Marcus Glum qui revient très très fort derrière. Faris Jalil, 5e, qui tente de se mêler à la lutte. Mais quel dépassement de la part de Henki Kalteren qui déjà prend la poudre d'escampette avec un écart qui va peut-être être amené à encore à grossir.
5 different teams represented in the top 5. Team Corner leading, Victory Lane in second, Fusion Benelux P3, RSD Karting and KCR Racing ran out your top 5 as Henki Kalteren with an absolute high-wide slim shady move round the outside through the final corner. Here goes Haglen up the inside. Van der Kerkhoff goes wheel to wheel. He's not going to get through at turn number 2, but can he get through at 3? Not quite. Haglen parks it on the racing line. But, well, the cat amongst the pigeon syndrome has well and truly happened. And look, Kalteren on lap 3. Look at the gap. It's 0.8 of a second. As soon as Devon Haglen stuck his nose up the inside of Matthias van der Kerkhoff. Here goes Marcus Glum up the inside. Faris Jalil has also gotten through. Jalil's now up into P3. And van der Kerkhoff has got Now, who is that? Alexis Constant on a different kart, no less. Look, it's the green and white of TB Kart SRL, as now we get this real battle. Van der Kerkhoff is fighting tooth and nail. Gloom up the inside. Constant right on the heels of the RSD karting driver through into turn 1. Van der Kerkhoff hung out to dry.
Ah, c'est malheureusement le scénario du pire pour Matthias Van der Kerkhoff, alors qu'il était en tête depuis sa pole position. Eh bien, il semble avoir perdu tout rythme, doublé à gauche comme à droite. C'est l'hécatombe malheureusement pour le pilote belge qui vient de voir passer devant lui Marcus Gloom, Alexis Constant coup sur coup. À ce rythme-là, eh bien, il va vite tomber en dehors du top 10. On ne lui souhaite pas évidemment, mais au vu des écarts très resserrés, il va devoir se ressaisir et tenter éventuellement de redoubler à l'épingle. Ça ne se passe pas, mais Van der Kerkhoff est sous grosse pression avec Luca Orsica, Mirko Wouters, Kiano Wellens, Wouter Berganu. Autant de concurrents juste derrière pour ce groupe très très remuant. Ça passe à l'intérieur.
Orsica!
Orsica par l'intérieur, derrière le podium dans le virage numéro 11. Magnifique passe d'armes de la part du pilote TD Kart. Van der Kerkhoff qui tente de la jouer défensive en allant à gauche, à droite, en fermant la porte. Plus rien sans marcher pour l'instant. C'est l'hécatombe. Ça attaque de tous côtés sur le malheureux pilote Victory Lane. Alors je me demande à quelle position il va finir cette épreuve malheureusement parce que tout le monde est remonté autour de lui. Mirko Wouters, le numéro 200, qui pourrait lui jouer un mauvais tour à l'épingle. Il faut fermer la porte, ce qu'il fait de belle manière. Mais regardez ce train de pilote qui lui met la pression juste derrière. Il est retombé pour l'instant en 7e position, Matthias Van der Kerkhoff. Et j'ai bien peur que les carottes semblent de plus en plus cuites pour le pilote belge, en tout cas, qui rêvait de victoire, à nouveau du succès dans cette manche. Il va devoir s'y remettre à plus tard.
All I'm going to say, if this is not getting your adrenaline going, you've got a rock for a half, people. As we've got a nice move, 2-4-2. Oscar Gutschol gets through. Here's Alexis Constant trying to look up the inside of Marcus Gloom. That was a nice move from the 222. Of course, TB Kart now having Ellie Goldstein as their team manager. He's now moved into KZ and Gearbox Racing this year, having been the most decorated Iame Series Benelux champion, especially in the La Categorie Rennes. This is why X30 Senior, you will be on the edge of your seats. Fingernails bitten down to the quick, and there's wall-to-wall action. And just by what we have seen in the last 4 minutes alone is enough to put that case forward to a judge and say, do you find that entertaining? If the judge goes, yes, carry on. That's exactly what we have here with X30 Senior. It's a category that really ignites the fire in a lot of drivers. It's exciting, it's adrenaline-filled. And when you think about it, Matthias Van der Kerkhoff is going to start fighting back. And with him is going Mirko Wouters from Eichmann's Grand Prix. They have got through, and that is on Marcus Gloom, I believe, who's dropped all the way down to 7th place. Wouter Bergano, who I've had a chat with a couple of times today, he said, well, I know, 12th could have been a better result. And I said, well, look, your first heat could have been a lot worse. But as we know, Wouter, it's the game of racing. And now Van der Kerkhoff gets through on Alexis Constant. Constant returns the favour through at turn 5. So going into 5, you do actually sometimes put yourself a little bit on the back foot going for the move up the inside, because you can sometimes rotate the cart a little bit too late, and the person behind you will throw that counter-attack up the inside quicker than you can say the word jump. And this is a really, really good battle here. But what it's doing is allowing both Henki Kalteren and Devon Hagland to pull away into the
ça
distance.
Passe pour Matthias Van der Kerkhoff. Bien joué la part du pilote belge. Est-ce que ça pourrait être le début de la remontada pour le pilote Victory Lane? L'écart est quand même assez conséquent, j'en ai bien peur, sur le reste du peloton qui le devance. Mais Van der Kerkhoff, qui est occupé à tenter de sauver ce qu'il peut dans sa course, ce ne fut guère facile pour lui. Mais le dépassement, le premier peut-être d'une série, va être effectué sur Alexis Constant. Juste derrière lui, eh bien, il a Mirko Wouters. On est au 4e rang là-bas. Pour Van der Kerkhoff, Constant 5, Wouters c'est 6 devant Marcus Gloom. Oh, ça tentait de passer là-bas. Et c'est Mirko Wouters justement qui a pris l'avantage sur Alexis Constant pour la 5e place et qui tente d'attaquer Matthias Van der Kerkhoff. Et bien voilà, ça pourrait être aussi le retour de meilleure disposition de la part de Mirko Wouters. Bien remonté, qui pourrait aller chercher, pourquoi pas, le pilote Victory Lane juste devant. Et regardez qui vient de passer devant, Marcus Gloom qui vient de s'infiltrer. Bien joué de la part du pilote TD Kart. Ça change à tous les étages, de gauche comme à droite. Décidément, cette manche qualificative nous réserve bien des surprises.
Yeah, Lucas Horsika got through. Yeah, so yeah, Lucas Horsika doing a really, really good job at the moment as we are counting down the timer. And according to the DigiFlag, we've got just over 2 minutes to go. And Henki Kalteren now has a 1.8 second lead over Devon Hagelen. And while Mirko Wouter is still trying to battle with Matthias van der Kerkhoff, but van der Kerkhoff has got a slight advantage of about 0.2 of a second over him. Alexis Constant, first time out on the TV kart, doing a pretty good job at the moment, keeping with the man from Eichmann's Grand Prix. There's Lucas Horsika trying to do what he can to stay with those in front, but he is fighting a losing battle, I'm afraid. 1.5 minutes to go. And Henki Kalteren has this plus 2 additional laps remaining. Alexis Constant on the back bumper of Mirko Wouters, trying to get through. Is he going to try and make the move? He's going to try here at turn 5. And Mirko Wouters loses out to Alexis Constant. That is a change for 5th position on the road. So now, with just over 1 minute remaining, leader is making his way through turn number 11 at Cafe Corner. And more to the point, Matthias van der Kerkhoff has pulled away from Alexis Constant and Mirko Wouters. Constant 5th, Wouters in 6th position. 2 laps to go with 45 seconds on the timer. Henki Kalteren's lead is being slightly truncated by Devon Hagelen to the point of where it's just under 1.8 seconds. Faris Jalil, Matthias van der Kerkhoff, Alexis Constant, Mirko Wouters, Oscar Guccio, Lucas Horsika, Wouter Bergono and François Delati rounding out your top 10 as things stand.
À 3 secondes et plus un tour encore. Le drapeau à damier qui commence tout doucement à pointer le bout de son nez dans cette manche qualificative. Un contre la E, puis après celle-ci, rappelez-vous que nous aurons un petit break ici dans le programme avant la dernière rotation d'épreuve. 3 courses encore restantes après un break d'1 heure qui permettra bien à toutes et tous ici de souffler un petit peu dans la chaleur de la Home of Champions. En attendant, eh bien, nous sommes dans les derniers instants de course. Alexis Constant, Mirko Wouters, la bagarre qui fait rage pour la 5e place sous le regard de Oscar Guccio et Lucas Horsika. 1 seconde 8 entre Henki Kalteren sur une autre planète face à Devon Hagelen. Fares Jalil 3e, Matthias van der Kerkhoff, Alexis Constant. Et le reste du classement dans cette épreuve avec quelques remontées à vous signaler.
Marcus Glum has had a really shocking second half of the races, all the way down into 13th position. Was dropped down from P5 on the starting grid. We are on the final lap. Mirko Wouters trying to go toe-to-toe with Alexis Constant. Wouters to the inside at turn 6, makes the pass, gets through for P5. Now that's going to bring Oscar Guccio, Lucas Horsika, maybe Wouter Bergono, but our leader is making his way down in towards turn number 12 for the final time. And for the second time today, it is going to be a win for the man from the Netherlands. The 304 from Henki Kalteren out of the final corner picks up the win here in Heat 6. Devon Hagelen and Faris Jalil round out your top 3. Matthias van der Kerkhoff makes a return to 4th position. Damage limitation there for the 236. Mirko Wouters takes P5 out of Alexis Constant, Oscar Guccio, Lucas Horsika, Wouter Bergono, François Delati, Jens Berzart, Niels Lelor, Marcus Glum finishing down in 13th. Maxime Prudent, Ellie Dax, Keanu Vellens, Florent Dirda, Matt Simon, Delano Vellens, all the way down in 19th position at the end. All shown there for the driver on the CS55 chassis, the brand endorsed by Mr. Carlos Sainz from Atlassian Williams Racing in Formula 1. And Christopher Starr, Aaron Sarignac,